Hi everyone, welcome to Raw Inspired Living 2026. How exciting! My name's Kelly, for those of you it might be your first time here, and today I thought I'd do a little something different and we talk a little bit about goal setting and how I here at Raw Inspired Living set my goals or intentions for the coming year, and I really am interested in how you're rolling into 2026. So let's look today at why the Raw Inspired Living approach is a little bit different. And I call it Welcome Back to Remembering. Let's jump in. So when I set my goals now, there's a subtle but important difference than how I used to do them or used to set them. And that it's that everything is available to everyone. I know when you hear that, it sounds really weird, and your first reaction might be, that is so not true. Right, and I totally get it. Like it's really a hard one to wrap your head around. And honestly, it's taken me until my 50s to understand the theme behind it. And I'm sure that I don't even get all of it yet. You know, it's a journey for me as well. But when I worked in corporate, I never actually really set traditional goals, you know, the SMART goals and things like that. It just felt really odd to me, and something just didn't feel quite aligned. And now I sort of understand why. So when I sit down now with my goals or my intentions for the coming year or any project that I'm working on, I'm now doing it in a way that feels exciting and expansive. It's not just like another to-do list. It really, pulls me forward in joy. So I think the thing to remember is the key is unblocking your access to all that you desire. And that is important because everything is available to everyone. So let's look at the foundations of what I look for and I go through. So I call it the living aligned goal setting method. And we utilize 5 foundations for our goals and intention setting. And the first one is present tense reality. So we come from the remembrance that everything we desire is already here and available. It may not yet be visible to us because we have blocks in place that stop us seeing or experiencing it, but it is here. So we come from that perspective of it is here, and it's really up to me to just clear the way so that I can see and experience what my vision is. So that's really the first step. The second bit is identity first. So what we identify with, it's really what is created in our reality. So who we think we are and how we behave and all those things, it's critical to how we actually experience our life. So we really need to fall into and remember the person who has our desires, who has those visions, because that is the real us, and they are always accessible to us. We just get a bit tied up sometimes with other things, and I call it the guff of life, right? But we really want to fall back into that true identity of who we are, because if you can visualize something, it's already in you, it's already with you. It's really just about remembering that and clearing that path, so that you can experience it. The third thing is nervous system support. And I find this really important for women in their 50s or, especially post-menopause, because a nervous system in chaos is not able to really envision any desires. It is honestly purely focused on survival. And I know that because I've been there, and it really is super important because as we get older, we need to honor the changes in our body and the way it works. So stress lands a bit differently in us, when we're at this age than it did when we were younger, and that needs a different approach. So looking after our nervous system, you might think, what has that got to do with goals? But it's important because when we're in fight or flight mode, we're not interested in goals and we're not really interested in envisioning everything. And ultimately, we have turned off the frontal cortex of our brain. So we can't really think about anything anyway. We are literally just in do I run or don't I? So I'm running, I'm fighting, or I'm sleeping. That's it. So nervous system support is super important so that you can really bring these goals and your intentions to life. Visual embodiment. I love this bit, and you've probably heard it over the years, and it sounds weird. Do your vision board, do this or that. But it is honestly really, really critical to the process and super important. We're going to use our rich imagery because the subconscious it speaks in pictures. It doesn't speak in logic. It's not logical. It doesn't really know the difference between do or don't. It just goes, what are you thinking about? Right? And that seems real to it. So when you see yourself living it, your cells actually follow. There's no other option for them to do. There's no other thing that they can do. They will follow what you're envisioning because they don't really know how else to be. So that changes our frequency, which ultimately changes your reality, right? So, as silly as you might think it seems, the more we can really visualize and feel into our desires, and I'm talking about desires, not wants. I never use the word want because want is an unfulfillable word. It's something that's in the future, it's something that's not here now. I use the word, visualize or desire because a desire, it's like, yes, I can do it. I'm getting this. Like it's just creates a different frequency. So when you're looking at your goals or intentions, use the word desire versus want. Want is, we're just going to put want to the side for now. So yeah, really get that visual embodiment. You write things out in so much detail. I want you to put detail, lots of detail in, and it just makes a real difference. And whole system alignment, that's our number 5 foundation. We have to understand that nothing is separate. Nothing. We are one whole. So our system is one system. Our physical system, our energetic system, they're combined. They don't separate each other out. It's just like looking at our organs. We can't look at our heart because it's in the system with everything else, right? So everything we do affects every other part of the system. So you don't fix one thing in isolation. You basically get to live inside a coherent identity. So it's full alignment to bring about your deepest desires that are really already and always possible. Like they're all ready for you and they're always possible. You really try to, it's great if you can try to fall into that understanding and that real space of actually, yes, that is so true. Everything is possible. And I love this quote. I think it sums up what I'm trying to explain. I'm living the version of me that my desires are looking for. Like they're already in me because I'm the one that can see them. I'm the one that can feel them. I'm the one that can picture them or visualize them. They're already me. So I really just need to be living the version of me that those desires are looking for. I hope that makes a bit of sense. So we keep it simple. I try to keep it very simple. I'm really about a simplified way of living, but in true alignment to who you are. So the first thing we do, what areas do we look at? I've got 5. That's what I do. That's what I found over many years that those categories work for me. But honestly, have your own categories if you find that other things work for you. It's quite personal. But for me, I look at family, connection, friends and community, health, business work, and home. Those are the things that are important to me, and those are the things that I look at when I'm setting my goals or intentions for the coming year. So the second part of it is designing your beautiful, amazing life vision. And I love this. This is a document. You can handwrite it. I do it on my laptop because I can type faster than I can write now. And it's the fun part. Just write out everything, cover all your areas, and really remember to approach it like it's here, right? And approach it like if time or money were not an issue at all, what would that look like? How would you be living? What things would you have? And describe them in detail. What would you be doing? How would you be feeling? How would you be being? How would you be acting? Like do it all and make it expansive. It should excite you every time you read it. Every time you read it, what you've written in this beautiful, amazing life vision should excite the hell out of you, right? And you're like, yes, absolutely, I am doing it. I'm there, right? That's sort of what we want for that amazing life vision. It can be 1 page, it can be 5 pages. It doesn't really matter. That is totally up to you, an individual. So the third thing is list out your specific goals and intentions for 2026. So I find that this naturally falls out of the vision, but remember to frame everything in the now. So example, I've finished, it is. So don't put it out into the future. Put it out as if it's like it's already happened. It's done. It's now, right? It's literally done. And that's the way I write out my goals and my intentions for the coming year, because all we desire is already present. We just need to free up the path within ourselves to actually seeing and experiencing it. So I find that that's important. And this one is something that I've discovered recently. This is the first year I'm doing this, but I loved it so much that I'm including it in here. And it is an entire list of goals, desires. So you basically just write out a list of everything that you desire in the time that you're here on this planet. Everything, and in detail, whatever. I want to learn Italian. I want to travel to Italy. I want, a house on the ocean. I want, like, whatever it is. Not want, sorry, we're not using what we desire. So, I desire a house on the ocean. I desire to teach children about nutrition. Like, whatever that is, just keep writing it out. And this will be an extensive list. If it gets to 200, 300, 5,000, 10,000, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just a continuous list that you're adding to that excites you. You're like, yes, I can do that. Yes, I'd love to do that. That's amazing. Oh, I'd love to see that. That's what you're doing, right? Anything and everything. It's so fun, and the frequency it creates is so magical. So you just write it with certainty that it will happen. That's it. You don't even have to go back to it if you don't want to, but you're writing it down with the certainty that, yes, this is it. This will happen. I will do this, right? I've done this. And that's the way you do it. But it really creates a beautiful, beautiful energy. And I think you'll really enjoy the process. So that's why I've popped it in here. And see, even I slip up with the want versus desires, because we've been trained. We've always been trained about this wanting thing and talking about our wants. And it's really, you have to really focus to get out of the habit, because it's such an ingrained thing, right? So we're swapping wants for desires. That's what we're doing. We're desires, because desire has a very different frequency about it. So what are your next steps? So you've heard all this information. What are your next steps? Be bold, be brave, and be you. The world doesn't need you to be playing the role of less than you are truly capable of. Your light shining brightly holds the space for others to step into theirs. I truly, truly believe that. So go for it. Create the biggest, boldest, most amazing vision that you possibly can and live into that. Now, keep your vision close. This is step 2. Keep your vision close. Read it often. At a minimum, you want to read it in the morning when you wake up and at night before you go to sleep. But read it during the day. Read it as often as you want. If you're having a really not great day and you're feeling a bit flustered, whatever, get that vision out and read it. I want it to excite you, right? Really excite you and pull you forward, right? So you don't read it often from a space of, the more I read it, the more it will be likely to happen. That's not what we're looking for here. We are looking for the frequency of it gets every fiber of your being excited. That's the role of this. So you're not reading it with the intention that the more I read it, the more it will happen, because that's sort of pushing it further away. You're reading it with the intention that, oh my gosh, this is me. This is who I am. I can feel myself falling into this. That's the frequency and the energy that I'm talking about. And number 3 is just know that you are this. Anything you can visualize, you already have in the quantum space. You are the holder of this, of the patterns that keep you from seeing it, from living it. You're the holder of everything. So remember this. Remember who you really are and live from that space, from that frequency, because miracles certainly do occur. So be those miracles for yourself within your own life. And just to finish up, this isn't about creating a new life. It's about finally living the one that you know has always been there. And if you're on this channel and you follow me, I know that you know what that means, right? So really, that's what this is about. And that's how I do, goal setting or intention setting for the coming year here at Raw Inspired Living. If you've loved this video and you want more of these type of videos, please let me know in the comments. Please subscribe if you haven't, so you don't miss anything that we are coming out with this year. And honestly, I wish you all the success with your visions and your 2026 aspirations. And I hope that this has helped you in some way. And I hope to see you again in More Inspired Living.